Hey guys, this is Hugo and the SSW rules team for today's sprint review. Um, we are migrating our old rules website from Decap CMS to this new cool one using Next.js and Tina CMS. Let's get to the summary email now. So for this sprint 112, we had many goals. First one was Gerd doing the test please, which he did. And we also wanted to fix the last bugs we had at the moment and get the old website running on a different URL. We haven't done that one. We'll talk about that a bit later. So that's our backlog for that sprint. You can see we have a lot of downs in there. Mostly that's bug fixes from the feedback we got from last sprint. And we have also that one PBI at the bottom here about the URL configuration that we want to talk about. Jake, can you say a few words about this, please?
Sure. So I think the original plan we were going with was to keep the current site running at a different URL, for example, rules-old or something, and swap our Tina one to the rules. I think what I'm going to do, just because there's a little bit of uncertainty around changing the current site URL. I think I'm going to get Rob to create, so we'll have three sites running. We'll have the current rules site, leave it as is. We'll have the rules beta site, which is the Tina site, and then we will create a new Cloudflare configuration to have a rules-old and just make sure it's all working there before switching over.
Great. Thanks, Jake.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, let's assume. Did you get that, Adam?
I think so. Yeah, not 100%, but
Yeah. Do you maybe want us to try to rephrase that?
I'm trying. So, what's the third
What
site
part
going to
doesn't
do?
make sense? We're
Third
just
site.
going to make sure the current site still runs correctly at a different URL.
So in a nutshell, we can already create a -old rules site. We can already do that, set up
We just need
Cloudflare and
to,
everything. We don't have to
yeah.
wait for going live. And we can just make sure that that is up and running.
Yep.
So by the time we go live, we don't have to worry about moving the current site to the old /old URL because that's already done. We basically just take it down and replace it with the new Tina one.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to like go to switch them around and the current site just doesn't work at
Right.
rules,
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that's clean.
Okay.
Good then. Let's move on with the timesheet data. Well, as usual, we only see the OZs in there, so only Jake and Gert. But here you can find the details, Adam. We worked around 11 man days on that sprint. We made 2 new releases in production this sprint. Well, pre-production, that is, not really production, right? About AI usage this sprint, nothing new under the sun. Here we are all using Yakshaver and Copilot, ChatGPT, that kind of stuff. Jill and I are still using Cloud Code, and it's been working great so far.
Yes.
The Copilot stat I'll add later once I get them. And let's move on to the retrospective. So what went well? Well, critical bugs were fixed that sprint, and we have a lot of downs, which is great. We only need to finish testing some few things and one more bug before we can go live, so we are really close. In the what did not go so well section, well, we did not really get an official test pass from Gert and Thiago because they are still testing, especially creating and editing rules. And what we could improve would be we need to add everyone to the Tina Cloud project, so they can create and edit rules. Because at the moment we still have to do this manually, adding them. So we've contacted Matt Wicks about this to find the best way to handle that situation because we don't want to add everyone manually in the list. That would be painful. That's about it for that. Do you want to add something? Maybe Jean, Jeffrey?
No.
Okay. What about you, Adam? Something to add?
No, all seems pretty good.
Good, then can move on to the forecast for next sprint. So next sprint, we want to confirm that trading and editing rules work for everyone. Like I said, we tested that a few weeks back, but we haven't tested it again now that we have the new rules beta URL. So want just to be sure that everything is working okay with those new URLs. And we'll get ready for go live. As we said, we are really close. So we still have checklist to create for all the things we need to do. We started one. I think Chloe and I started one about the things that we need to do before go live. We just need to revise it and update it now. And also we'll fix the last bugs that come up from the feedback sessions.
Okay.
So this will be a 1 week sprint. And yeah, we have some leftovers from previous sprints, and we have some padding for new bugs. That's about it.
Okay. Have you got a canary list to test, so you know who's given a test pass and who hasn't?
Yes, we have one.
How many test passes do you have in it?
Not sure. I need to check.
Geoffrey and Jean tested it, but they didn't test. And Jean didn't test pass it. Thiago and Gert are still testing, so
Right,
no
okay.
official test pass.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's good. Do you want to, on the current site right now, do you want to add try the new site and we just put a link there?
That could be a good idea.
I won't do it yet, Adam, because if you heard that nobody tested the creating and editing of rules yet, and that's the whole point of going to Tina.
Right,
but none of the
anyone
people
clicking
that
that link
tested
is
it,
only going to be viewing it. They're not going to be editing it.
if they're
Yeah.
only viewing it, yeah, we can definitely do
Right.
that.
Yeah, but you do raise a good point. If somebody went there and thought, all right, well, now I can edit the rules, and they're editing in the wrong place and losing
Yeah.
changes, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, yes. That's not a good idea to let people edit on the rules beta site just yet before we go live for real.
Yeah, and also, well, it doesn't really matter because we're going to redo the migration in any way.
Yes.
The current site is not up to date with what production is. So once we go live, we'll redo the migration to get the latest rules. So they can actually, if we wanted to, but we're not there yet because we haven't tested it ourselves.
Right. Okay.
Good. Well, if any more questions, Adam, or are we good to go?
No, it's good.
All right, then I think that's a wrap. As usual, the recording of this meeting will be on the SSW Rules channel. It was Hugo and the guys from the Rules team for this sprint review. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Thanks, Hugo.
Thanks, Hugo.
Thank you.
Thanks.